This is something that my husband often says with his friends. So I thought, okay. And I said it for the first time ever at the dinner table, my very first conversation with my husband's mother. And she looked at me like, wie bitte? We did it, you guys. I wanted to say thank you times a million, times 10,000, because we have officially reached 10,000 subscribers, and I absolutely cannot believe it. You know, I really wanted to start this channel for quite a while now. For those of you who know me, I've been writing a blog about my life here in Düsseldorf specifically for the past 6 years. Time and time again, people kept saying, Jenna, you know, you have to start a YouTube channel. You're so friendly and you're so bubbly and outgoing. Why don't you do this on video? And I was so scared, and I guess I didn't know what the response would be. And so I told myself, okay, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I'll see if people are even interested in what I'm saying. I told myself, you know, if you can reach 10,000 subscribers, which I knew was a very, very far-fetched dream of mine, that I would continue to build on this and to share my experiences, and that once I reach 10,000 subscribers, then I could make the channel a little bit more personal, perhaps introduce you to some of my family and friends, tell you a little bit more about my own story, about my life here in Germany, rather than just the basic cultural differences that I experience. If you have questions about something specific in my life here in Germany, go ahead and ask me in the comments section, because I am very excited to create more exciting personal videos for you guys. If you don't know me yet, my name is Jenna. I have been living here in Germany since 2014, originally from Canada, and I talk about my experiences here in Germany on this channel. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click the bell notification if you want to be notified on more videos that are coming your way soon. But as I promised, once I reached 10,000 subscribers here on this channel, I would share something very, very special for you guys. And I am going to wait to make that announcement at the end of this video. Keep you waiting. But I saved this video specifically for my 10,000 subscriber celebration, because this topic is by far, hands down, my favorite topic to talk about here in Germany, and that is how hilarious or how cute some things Germans say that are related to the idioms that don't necessarily translate properly in English. And I have had my fair share time and time again where a German says something to me, I'm just like, what? Especially once I really started to understand the German language, that's when these Redewendungen or idioms really start to get confusing, because if you've never heard it before, then chances are you're going to take it very literally. So I'm sure you've heard of sentences like Ich verstehe nur Bahnhof, which is I only understand train station. That is very, very commonly used here in Germany, and that basically means it's all Greek to me. Idioms for me are still quite often totally Greek to me. I do not understand them right away. It's something that you always have to sit down and do the research and figure it all out. But here are 10 more that I have learned along the way that I absolutely love. I find them absolutely hilarious, and I'm sure that you guys will too. So the first one I fell in love with is nicht das Gelbe vom Ei. And this is pretty basic German to understand. So not the yellow from the egg. And I was just like racking my brain trying to figure out what it meant. But then I started noticing that more people would speak to me, and because they know I spoke English, they would say, Es tut mir leid, mein Englisch ist nicht das Gelbe vom Ei. Or they would actually go ahead and speak English and say, I'm so sorry, my English is not the yellow from the egg. It's just the cutest thing. And I know that that's not how it directly translates, because of course in English, das Gelbe vom Ei means it's not perfect or it's not the best, but it's getting there. I just think that these direct translations are so confusing and yet so amazing at the same time, because then you start to really appreciate different languages, and it also gives a little bit of a sense of humor when you're learning the language. And for me, learning idioms or learning these Redewendungen really helped me learn German, because I was finding something funny out of it. I've also often been told, especially when I'm super nervous and smiley and super giddy when I'm speaking German, people often told me that I was smiling like a honey cake horse. Whether they were translating that in English or they would say it in German, du strahlst wie ein Honigkuchenpferd. I had no idea what a honey cake horse was until I Googled it. And it is actually like this cute little honey cake gingerbread cookie thing. So they use that when they want to say, you know, you're absolutely glowing, or you're shining like the star, or you're beautiful. But it's a very nice term of endearment to say to somebody. And so I think it's really cute. Another one that caught on really, really quick with me was Ich habe einen Ohrwurm. And I think this is fantastic because you can actually not directly translate this in English. If you did, it would be I have an earworm, which kind of sounds a little disgusting. But what it actually means is that you've listened or heard a song in the past and it is just so ingrained, so stuck in your head that you can't get it out. An earworm. Hier steppt der Bär. I think this one's really cute. Here dances the bear basically means this is where the party is at, this is the party, and it is about to get started. It is off the hook. I don't know what else we would say in English, but I think it's a pretty cool term. It's an easy one to say for English speakers, and it's also quite fun. I think the easier idioms are really nice for English speakers because, to be honest, because I learned so many idioms at the beginning, I always really like to shock and surprise the Germans when I'm like learning how to speak German, and then out of nowhere I just like have this perfect German idiom for the perfect moment. That's the best. So when we're having a good time and everything's awesome, you can also say, wie geil ist das denn? I know this is not Hochdeutsch or something that is perhaps very formal. I made that mistake at the very beginning because this is something that my husband often says with his friends. So I thought, okay, well, let's use it everywhere. And I said it for the first time ever at the dinner table, my very first conversation with my husband's mother. And she looked at me like, wie bitte? You know, it's not a bad thing to say, but directly translated in English would be, how horny is that then? So they use geil, which is also, when you say ich bin geil, you would say I'm horny, but you can also say wie geil ist das denn? So how awesome is that? It's just slang, you know, it's not something that you would say in a formal setting, but it's a really fun sentence, I think, to use with your friends. Another way of saying this is das ist ja Hammer. I like this one too because directly translated in English is that is the hammer. And you can go on Google Translate and you just type in Hammer in German, which is also hammer in German. So you say ich brauche den Hammer, which would be hammer. So directly translated into English is also hammer. But when you're using this slang again, it's basically saying, oh, that's awesome, you know? So, das ist ja Hammer, wie geil ist das denn? Basically the same thing. Another one that might be commonly used at a party or with your friends would be sich zum Affen machen. You could say, ich lass mich doch nicht von euch zum Affen machen, which basically means I'm not gonna let me make a fool out of myself. One idiom that I used in one of my 1 month long German classes was lass die Kirche im Dorf, and the German teacher stood up, looked at me. I think this was in like A2 or something, so we weren't really properly using descriptive words or properly speaking to each other yet, and then out of nowhere I just perfectly found the right sentence to use it in and used it, and I said, yeah, lass die Kirche im Dorf. And that directly translated is leave the church in the village, which of course in English does not make sense. It means let's not get carried away, let's not blow things out of proportion. Lass die Kirche im Dorf. Okay, we're almost done here. Ich bin fix und fertig. I am ready and done. That's kind of contradictory. I'm ready and I'm done, which is not what it actually means in German. Ich bin fix und fertig basically means, ugh, I'm exhausted, ich bin platt, I'm done, I'm dead, I want to go to bed. I say that one a lot in Germany because it's an easy one to say, and I'm often fix und fertig. I have a 2.5-year-old son who every day makes me fix und fertig, ready and done. And then when I'm really not in a good mood here in Germany, I can say, mit mir ist nicht gut Kirschen essen. With me, it is not good cherry eating. Doesn't really make sense. This is one of my favorite because of the direct translation being absolutely hilarious. But it basically means, for me, if I'm saying it about myself, you could basically say, I'm not in a good mood, you know, don't bother with me today, it's not happening. But if you're saying that with somebody else, it's not good cherry eating, you would basically say they're pretty unfriendly and it's not worth talking to them because they're just gonna spit the cherry seed in your face, so to say. So that's kind of where it intertwines there. But I hope you liked these idioms or Redewendungen, because for me, they've been a lot of fun to help me learn the language. If you're learning German right now, I would recommend definitely learning some of these because it makes it more fun and almost more challenging for you to be able to, jump into everyday normal German conversations. And I have had so much fun with it along the way. And now the exciting news and why I chose to talk about idioms on my 10,000 subscriber celebration video. That is because once you hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, you can officially open up a merchandise line. And I know for some of you, you might be like, hey, why is she doing that? I don't understand. She just wants to make an extra profit. And I have to say, since I started learning about idioms in Germany, it has been one of my biggest passions. And I actually had been trying to make a shirt that said, I think I spider. And I've talked about this in one of my other videos. It's another idiom, and I'll link that video up above for you as well. But ich glaube, ich spinne is another idiom here in Germany, which means like, I think I'm turning, like I think I'm spinning, I think I'm going crazy basically. But a lot of Germans tend to translate that because spinne, if you capitalize the S, would be spider. So, ich glaube, ich spinne. A lot of people, when they directly translate it, they often say, oh, I think I spider. And it's just so cute. So I actually wanted to take this and put this little cute logo on a t-shirt. And I thought that it's a really cool way to kind of also engage in conversation around here in Germany. It's funny when you take a German idiom and directly translate it into English, and I always think that maybe if someone sees my shirt and they speak this like Denglish as well, like they're German and they speak a little bit of English to understand it, or vice versa, you can get into some pretty cool conversations. So I wanted that to be my statement piece here in Germany. And then when I found out once you hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, you can make a merchandise line out of this, I thought, what an amazing idea and what a cool way to also be able to give something to our German audience, because I actually created this channel initially for internationals, for expats, for immigrants who are moving to Germany to get more information, to be more prepared. But then all of a sudden it turned out that you guys who live in Germany, who speak German, also find this content really interesting. And then I thought, I have nothing for you guys, and I really wanted to somehow incorporate that once I hit 10,000 subscribers, and thought, okay, for those of you who are German watching me speak English, you understand English, which means you also find humor, hopefully, out of these idioms directly translated into English, and might also enjoy my weird sense of humor. I don't know. By all means, you don't have to buy any of this merchandise. Of course, most of the profit is going to the t-shirt companies anyway, but I just thought it was something fun and exciting to do. It allows me to also be able to buy and wear the stuff that I've been wanting to create forever. And then I thought, why not share it with you guys as well? Because I've built up this huge welcome program for internationals, and I'm constantly gearing a lot of my videos to them. So this one is for you, for all of you who speak German, understand German, live in Germany. I really, really am so thankful that you've been watching all of these videos, that you've given me the support that you have, and that most importantly, you have motivated me to keep on going. So this was my final point, and I am just going to give gas, gas geben. My German shines sometimes, and I improperly speak English now. Anyway, I'm really excited to give a lot more energy into this channel and really excite you guys with some more awesome content coming forward. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Otherwise, thank you so much, guys. Und wie immer, vielen, vielen lieben Dank und bis später.